Hello, Steelers fans! Today's news roundup is buzzing with some major throwbacks and future shockwaves. We're diving deep into Kevin Colbert's take on analytics versus instincts in player scouting, a debate that's as old as the game itself. And get this, we might be on the verge of a quarterback shakeup that could redefine our path to glory. If you're ready for a journey through Steelers' past and a peek into what the future might hold, smash that like button and let's roll. Kevin Colbert was in charge of building the Pittsburgh Steelers team for over 20 years. He was really good at picking new players in the draft, finding stars like Ben Roethlisberger, Troy Polamalu, Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, and T.J. Watt. But some of the Steelers' choices for new players and other decisions have been criticized lately. Colbert was still leading the team until about 20 months ago. People think some of the issues were because of how Colbert made decisions. He recently talked about this on the NC Athletics podcast. Colbert said, "I'm aged beyond the analytical world, and I understand the analytics and importance of information and what it can point to. But it doesn't tell you the story of that person and that player and who can be successful on that field." He explained that near the end of his time with the Steelers, analytics, which are like using numbers and data to make decisions, became more popular. He even asked younger scouts to keep him updated and challenged the analytics team to measure things that can't be easily measured, like a player's heart and determination. I think Colbert's view is fine. Analytics are useful for things like figuring out how good a player is or making decisions during a game, but they're just one part of the whole picture. I believe watching players play, meeting them in person, and learning about their character is still the best way to understand who they really are. Analytics might not agree, but that's okay. Every team is different. The Super Bowl a few years back between the Rams and the Bengals showed this. The Bengals mostly built their team by picking new players in the draft, while the Rams traded and signed players to get to the Super Bowl. Analytics definitely have a place in football. Maybe if Colbert and his team used them along with their own instincts, there might have been fewer mistakes in his later years with the Steelers. But Colbert's instincts led to drafting several players who ended up in the Hall of Fame, winning 2 Super Bowls, and having 18 straight seasons without losing more games than they won. So sticking with your instincts can be a pretty good strategy. After reflecting on Kevin Colbert's legacy and his old-school approach, it's time to pivot to the present and possibly the future. The Steelers are at a crossroads, with the big question being, do we go all in now or build for a lasting legacy? Art Rooney II's patience is wearing thin, and with potential moves for a new quarterback on the horizon, Steelers' decisions in the coming days could be monumental. Let's delve into what's stirring up in Steelers HQ and how it might shake up our roster. The Pittsburgh Steelers are right in the middle of a really important off-season. They're trying to figure out if they should focus on winning big soon or think about what's best for the team in the long run. Art Rooney II, the guy in charge, is getting a bit impatient because the team hasn't been doing great in the playoffs. So Omar Khan and Mike Tomlin, who help run the team, feel like they need to make some big moves to get better. One of the biggest things they might do is get a new quarterback. Right now, Kenny Pickett, who they picked first in the 2022 draft, is their main quarterback. But with Mitch Trubisky leaving and Mason Rudolph becoming a free agent, they don't have many other choices. On ESPN's show Get Up, they talked a lot about the Steelers possibly being interested in Justin Fields, who's currently with the Chicago Bears. Fields is really talented, but he hasn't been super consistent. Some Steelers fans might not be sure if they want him on the team. Louis Riddick, a former NFL executive and now a football analyst on ESPN, was asked if he would trade the Steelers' first pick in the 2024 draft for Fields. This pick is number 20 overall. Riddick took a moment to think about it before saying, "Yeah, I'm considering it." He wondered about what kind of contract Fields would get and if Arthur Smith, the Steelers' new offensive coordinator, thinks he could work well with Fields. Trading the 20th pick for a quarterback like Fields is a big decision, especially since they'd have to pay him a lot without knowing how well he'd fit into their team. But if he turns out to be the perfect quarterback for the future, it might be worth it. Field Yates, an NFL draft expert, was also asked about this. He thinks the 20th pick is a bit too much to trade for Fields. He suggested starting with the Steelers' second-round pick, number 50, and adding some extra things to the deal. Yates understands why the Steelers might consider it, but he thinks picking a new quarterback at number 20 might be better than trading for Fields. Yates believes drafting a new quarterback with the 20th pick could be a good move, especially when you think about the cost and time needed to develop a rookie compared to getting a veteran from another team. The Steelers are definitely looking at all their options for a quarterback, since Pickett is the only one they have right now. If they trade for Fields, it'll show they're really trying to get better quickly and are willing to take a big risk to improve their team. And that's the latest from the heart of Steelers country. From Kevin Colbert's reflections to the exciting possibilities of acquiring a new quarterback, it's clear we're in for an intriguing offseason. If you're as curious as I am to see how these stories unfold and want to stay updated with all the Steelers action, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Drop a comment with your thoughts and check out these other videos on your screen for more Steelers news. Thanks for tuning in, and let's stay hyped for what's next for our beloved Steelers.